Namaste, Virgo. This is your biweekly reading through the 15th of September. The funny thing is, in my mind, I sat down here to upload client readings, to finish some and to upload some that I've already done. And next thing I knew, when I finished shuffling, I was like, okay, Virgo. And I'm like, what? Like talking to myself, like, what are you talking about, Virgo? That's not what you were supposed to be doing. But if these are the cards I shuffle for you, I want to keep them for you. So we are beginning with the Two of Cups in reverse. There could be a relationship or partnership or something where you're not necessarily on the same page. But in a general sense, the Two of Cups, even in reverse, is not a bad card. It still means things are going well. In terms of love, it could be like you might be focused on love so much, or relationship or partnership so much that you're sort of excluding other priorities in your life. And so you got to be careful about that. Twos are always about balance. So it's balance in that kind of area. It also may mean that you're starting to enjoy your work, your career a little bit less than you had been, maybe falling out of love with that. So maybe you got some things to think about there. And lastly, because like I said, it can be about being not being on the same page as another person. Sometimes like things can, pop off unnecessarily. Misunderstandings and things can pop up. So maybe it's with a Queen of Wands with whom you're not on the same page. Queen of Wands may be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Contrarily, if this is about you on your own and maybe, like I said, not liking your job anymore, or a relationship that you're in, or realizing that you're focusing too much on one thing or one relationship, so you want to work on another. This can be about the confidence to do that, the action-oriented energy to do that, maybe even involving travel or something, movement, some sort of movement, whether it's metaphoric or literal. Maybe you'd rather be with a Gemini. That could be what this means. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers up right behind these. But the Lovers also shows up when there's a decision that has to be made. So it could be like a heart versus head decision. Like my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah. And you got to figure out, which to follow. My advice tends to be to go with one's gut, intuition, heart, soul. But, nobody has to listen to me. And the next card is upside down. As you can see, it is Major Arcana card 15, which is another 6, actually. These two are like opposites. Mirror opposites, the Lovers and the Devil, with this being Major Arcana card 6 and this being 15 that equals 6. But with the Devil in reverse, he's not as strong. It's not as impactful upon your life as when it's upright. And it actually means that you've made some sort of decision, or maybe you'll be making some sort of decision over this period. Perhaps it is a heart versus head decision to free yourself from some sort of situation. Like you've at least realized that you have the capacity to do that you're in control of your own life. And if you want to let yourself out of a situation, you can. Maybe somebody wants to go back to their ex. That's what it is. And it's like, rather than cry over the spilled milk, taking an opportunity to start anew with the Lovers there. And it's like a genuine connection, like true love. Oh, look at that. Ace of Cups. I promise you I had no idea what was here. The Nine of Pentacles can be a singles card. It is a card of success. It's also, I got tangled up in a wire. It's also a card of, in relationships, like it's about mutual adoration and respect and love. And so it's a very positive card there too. All right, and the next one is in reverse. It is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, as you can see. I'll stop there, but this is your energy, right? As a Virgo, as well as that of your fellow Earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn, or, anyone likened to those traits or attributes, maybe that's involved in your life if this is not your energy directly. And as I mentioned in one of the reasons I did over the weekend, where the Queen of Pentacles in reverse also showed up, she's about like alerting us to the fact that we need to, or our soul wants to like do some work on the home, maybe or creating a space or energy around ourselves where we feel at home, where we feel comfortable, even if it's not at our actual house or home, but it often is. It's about redecorating or maybe spring cleaning, perhaps, like I said, moving or something could be attached to the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. I'll be greeting, just look at one more. And I guess doing that is going to relieve you of some sort of burden or feeling of being burdensome, tied down, give you a brand new start right away, opening to this Ace of Pentacles after having already seen the Ace of Cups. So I like where this is going already. We'll shuffle a little bit. You're going to have to put some effort into whatever it is you're trying to manifest. It's not going to just happen on its own, but where you put your energy is from where you're going to get your outcome. We have the Hermit in reverse. Again, this is indicative of your energy. This most directly represents the sign of Virgo. But with him in reverse there, it's like he's already done this thinking, similar to the Devil in reverse, and decided, like, I know what I have to do, to get myself out of this situation. Now, it's only a matter of actually doing it. Because the Strength card is actually very much like the Hermit and super spiritual and stuff too. But when Strength is in reverse, it means that we're not using all of the power that we have. We're not using our abilities to our best good, highest service. So I'm not sure why we have the Wheel of Fortune peaking, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. The Wheel of Fortune is Major Arcana card 10. It most directly represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules, but it's also tied to the fixed signs. So that would be like Aquarius, your fellow Earth sign Taurus, Leo, as well as Scorpio. And there's that Ace of Pentacles again and behind it. So maybe that's why they wanted me to see that and to show it to you. I probably would have looked at it, and well, no, I would have stopped here. I was going to say maybe I would have looked at it anyway and seeing what's behind the our new overall energy of the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is like you just got like a lot on your plate, and you may feel sort of down and out, like I can't anymore. I don't have the energy to do it anymore. Maybe because that Strength card is flipped upside down. You're like, I don't have it in me. But this card shows up to say, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you're close. You're almost to the finish line. And so, like, you're strong enough. Like, this is a card of rest and recovery, but it too is in reverse. Now, sometimes when it's in reverse, it can still be that somebody needs rest, even in reverse. And I always can't help but to, when it's in reverse, to be fixated somewhat on the Three of Swords. So it really does stand out to me as like recovering or having recovered from some sort of hurt, separation, betrayal, distance, maybe an actual surgery, like a physical ailment or something involving knives or so like a surgery or something. Somebody being recovered, getting their strength back, and then you're fully empowered here with the Magician once that happens. In any case, with the Nine of Wands at the top, it's saying again, you can face any and everything that comes your way. So let me get the stands. This is what's funny before when I was like, oh my God, is because when I got wrapped up in my foot, I felt my foot on that wire, and when I moved my foot, I thought that I was gonna pull everything down here. So the way that my desk is set up, I have little, I don't know what you call them, little shelf things. So I have other things situated and stacked here, and I was just like, oh my God, it's all gonna come coming down. That's what I thought in that second, like when you see your life flash before your eyes, that kind of thing. All right, so I'm gonna pull 4 cards for you guys. This first one will be the one most directly representing you over the next 2 weeks. The second one will be surrounding energy, so that can still be some of your energy or your energy period in general, and or close friends, family, co-workers, or work-related energy, love interest, of course, or spouse, mate, whatever. And then the third card will be work and finance, and then the last card will be specifically love and relationships. So most directly representing you, Seven of Swords, upright. Surrounding, King of Wands, upright. I'm stressing that it's the king because we saw the queen before. Work and finance, Two of Wands, partnership, maybe your own business. And lastly, love and relationship, Knight of Cups in reverse. Even in reverse, it is the Knight of Cups. And that's a wonderful card for that placement. So the Seven of Swords is often a card about lacking confidence and esteem and being distrustful. So when we lack confidence and esteem, it's sort of like we're distrustful of ourselves. Like we don't trust ourselves to follow through, to keep pushing, to complete a task, to not be afraid, to let an opportunity maybe pass us by because we don't take the risk. So that's when we're robbing ourselves of, I call it the card of joy stealing. That's when we're robbing ourselves of joy. Other people can rob us of joy too, because they're literally taking something from us. They've stolen something, or cause us to lose something, or we've lost something. Those are other ways that we can, our joy can be stolen. And looking at the other cards that you have here, I think the most prevalent message is going to be about one's individual need to take risks, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be still like watching out for other people too. Not like in a way that you're paranoid, but it can be anything as simple as when I say keep an eye out. Your friend that cheats at spades, they're sitting there reneging on purpose and nobody even notices. You got to keep an eye on them, like that sort of thing. It could be as small as that, not a big deal. Or, in your relationships and things, whether it's in personal or romantic or work related, you may want to keep an eye out, especially if you're in any kind of competition with another person during this period. You can't necessarily trust them to follow the rules. So, just watch out for that. And if you get an opportunity to do something that you've been wanting to do, or to be with someone that, that you've been wanting to be with, have a kind of relationship that you've been wanting to have, work at the place that you've been wanting to work, or in the position you've been wanting to, then don't allow fear to cause you to shrink back and withdraw. That energy that you need is going to show up. All right. And specifically in romantic relationships, committed relationships, there could be some real trust issues. So, maybe you want to go to therapy or something, or consider therapy, depending upon how deep the trust issues go and how serious and important the relationship is to you both. So moving on to the King of Wands, I do want to talk about the relationship part first, because I just feel like distrust, like being exuded from this card, and that maybe it relates to relationships. Maybe you're concerned about a person with whom you're in a relationship, or with whom you're considering getting into a relationship or renewing a relationship. But the Knight of Cups could definitely be about somebody's ex coming back or something like that. And maybe you guys had problems or trust issues in the past. One of you cheated or was disloyal in some other capacity, not supportive, and you're worried it's going to happen again. Or, you're worried you're going to blow it somehow. You're getting a second chance maybe at love, and you're worried you're going to blow it. So maybe I shouldn't take a risk at all. All these things that humans think, right? That excuses that we give ourselves in our minds that cause us to hold ourselves back and to miss out on life, right? So what the King of Wands says about love and relationship is that a person that you care about has the same loving and caring and protective and passionate feelings about you, and is willing to work as hard as it is necessary to make the relationship work, just like you are. In those cases where it's two people, maybe somebody is worried about that. So definitely get up the courage to talk to your partner. Other things about the King of Wands, in general, in work, spiritual, this is a super positive card. He may be an actual person in your life, again, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It can be about travel. It can be about movement, reaching goals, right? It's taking action. It's being on top, of the game, maybe a boss. It can be at work, like a literal person that's in your life that's a mentor, somebody that's helping you, like pulling you up the ranks. And, they really mean well for you. They got plans for you. And then watching, they're keeping you, like in their sights as like somebody that they want to make sure gets taken care of. If you're out of work and looking for it, this can be somebody that's like some sort of connect. If you have somebody in your life that is in a position to maybe introduce you to the right people or to give you a job straight out, this could be them for you. If you're already working, again, this is somebody who wants to pull you up the ranks, and specifically in terms of finances, this could be your own energy, and you could be discovering like some talent that you didn't realize that you had, maybe, or that you hadn't considered previously developing, that could bring you some money. And I'll talk about that some more in a second when we get to the Two of Wands in just a moment in work and finance. I think this is a nice segue. So with the Two of Wands, specifically about work, it's about doing things in new ways, or maybe even unusual ways, that makes your work go a lot smoother, or makes your financial life go a lot smoother. So again, maybe discovering something that comes naturally to you that you could have been doing, or that you could be doing, maybe even as a job, or that makes your current job easier. That's what you're going to start to make use of over this period. And it could even lead you, like I said, to your own business, maybe some sort of partnership, two people entering a business, or some sort of collaboration on something. This could really be about you finding the right fit for yourself, whether it's in your own company, or again, like I said, some sort of group work, partnership, working for somewhere else where you currently work, new job, whatever. Just easing into like, oh, this feels good. This feels comfortable. And I feel like I have purpose in doing this thing. And it comes so easily. It comes so naturally to me. I could do this in my sleep, like that kind of job or way of making money. With finances in terms of work, it suggests that we not be afraid, not to let this fear get to us, take a risk, not be afraid to ask for what we're truly worth. So, I mean, if you know what that number is, and if you don't, maybe you need to talk to somebody before you go in. If you have an opportunity, or you're going to have an opportunity to ask, maybe you need to talk to somebody who can help you with that, some sort of like an advisor or something, maybe an HR person that can tell you how much a given job, pays on average, and based on your education or experience or whatever it is, combinations of those, what you should be doing, and then be asking for that. And you could be very pleasantly surprised. Or if you're getting an opportunity, like I said, to start your own thing, or to maybe you're asking for a loan, maybe not, from the bank, maybe you're not asking for a salary. You're going into the bank and you're going to ask for exactly what you deserve. And you might be in your mind afraid, questioning, can our company's credit handle this, or can my personal credit handle this, or whatever. You may be very pleasantly surprised with the energies that are showing up, that what you have asked for specifically will come to you. It is like you're just due. And that also may be because of the surrounding Libra energy that'll be in play when Mercury enters Libra. So I don't see any cards that's speaking to that, but that will be a major transit over this same period. So that could be what that's about too, because twos again are about balance. So this will be about, and also about faith. So this will be about you believing in yourself, being confident, and speaking like truth to power, and manifesting what you deserve. Love and relationships, the Knight of Cups in reverse can be, again, that's one of these sweeping off your feet cards, particularly for those of you who are single and or maybe otherwise available somehow. I don't know, I'm just sensing like some people aren't necessarily single, but they're single. When maybe you're getting a divorce, or you're getting separated, or you just broke up with somebody, or whatever. It applies to all of you. If you are available, you could be meeting somebody very, very well. Good chances, who will sweep you off your feet. And maybe because you're somewhat attached, maybe this is why I'm feeling this. Maybe because you're somewhat attached, it could be overwhelming for you, For some of you, you may need to verbalize and be honest about like the fact that you need to slow down or something. Like you might be having trouble adjusting to the changes. Maybe going from one, committed relationship to meeting somebody new, or from being single to all of a sudden being rushed into this person is acting like they want to marry you already. You just met them, so you need to be eased into that. It's just feeling like a bit much. And, you need to try to kindly say that. Again, the Knight of Cups is another one of these characters. So it could be an actual person in your life, not just an energy, and maybe specifically even a water sign. It's funny because in the reading that I did for the collective, the fourth position is the water sign position, and they got the King of Pentacles. So it's funny. You would be the King of Pentacles or Queens of Pentacles, and you're getting the water card in that position. Anyway, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Also, for me in my readings, the Knight of Cups is often indicative of an ex that's returning, or maybe you're returning to an ex, or you guys are returning to each other. And maybe you sweep each other off each other's feet, and then you got to decide like, okay, now what? Because when exes come back together, sometimes it can be that rush, but then you got to think about like realistically, what are we doing, and like where do we go from here? All right, let's see what the other cards have to say, the advice cards, and if. Well, so far we're starting out with a similar energies, not the same, obviously, but the Four of Cups is about, potentially missing an opportunity. So again, like robbing yourself of an opportunity because of being afraid to take a risk. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. The possibilities. This is what you want, actually, like a happy home, maybe just a good, solid relationship, real love, maybe even marriage with somebody that like how we described, you guys really connect and get each other, and they feel about you the same way you feel about them. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. And then we have the World in reverse, which is about like completion of something and something coming full circle. Major Arcana card. The World is a card that tends to feel like fire for me. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you through grace and courage. This Four of Pentacles is your energy, of course. Oh, and it's sitting here atop another devil. The Four of Pentacles for me, I talk about it all the time. So it is here in reverse, but it's one of these cards that is about holding on to something or feeling like we're trapped and stuck in something, and we just got to take it because there is that one caveat that's good about it. Like, the job really sucks. It really, this is a shitty place to work, but at least I get a paycheck. Or I'm in a really bad, marriage or relationship, but at least we split the rent, or at least they help me with the kids, or whatever the case is. And that's not enough valid reason to be miserable, So again, that sort of thing would require a risk for you to get out of a living condition, a relationship, a work situation that is stunting your growth and holding you back. That's what the devil represents, the sign of Capricorn, your fellow earth sign, most directly. And then behind that we have another card in reverse, and it is the King of Swords. He's intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, then seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. This is like what I was talking about if you needed advice with your work and stuff like that. The King of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and he sits here atop another one of these cards that again is indicative to being stuck or feeling stuck in a situation or circumstance similar to the devil, and then another Four of Cups. So I can kind of like go on like this forever, but I shuffled these cards before this reading, and they're coming up in repeats or at least similar energies, because this is what a lot of you guys are going through. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. So yeah, the like angels really don't want you to miss out on opportunity, but there's some real anxiety and fear behind pulling yourself out of what isn't serving your highest good and moving toward what would. Your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Another 5 of Cups also. I mean, I could probably keep going with this. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier for you to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So we talked about moving, and here's your energy. So this is a good place to stop. I won't, I'm going to stop here. Although I see another Knight of Cups now too. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful, exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The King of Pentacles, this is you, is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. I agree. And maybe that's why I just put this on top of another we just saw a 9 of Pentacles, another 9 of Pentacles, and another 8 of Pentacles, which we also saw. There's that 5 of Cups again. I just think you guys, because you are so practical and grounded in that way, that is why you might be hesitant to take a risk, you know. So maybe the key is for you to be a little bit more fire sign like in this period and go for stuff rather than so sensible like earth signs are. The next card, like I mentioned, is the 7 of Cups. So this is about a decision that has to be made. You got tons of options and choices. You could really do whatever you want. And you guys are good at, once you make a decision and a plan, at seeing it through. So, you know, there's nothing that you can't get through if you set your mind to it and really take action. It's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. And like I said, there's another Knight of Cups rather. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters. So stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. When we started off this reading, I was talking about heart versus head decisions. So I think we've come full circle, and we have also come back to the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. It's a different one from a different deck, but again, we're revisiting the same things. So I'm going to cut. I did notice right before I flipped the cards over finally, rather than pull anymore, and I had thrown that last card in, I realized that I threw it atop the 3 of Swords, which I also mentioned earlier. I think so a lot of you guys are like struggling between, like I said, leaving something or someone or combinations of those alone and behind. And, you know, it's difficult. Like if you're married or you've been working at a place for a long time, so you're married to your job maybe, or to your family. You know, you've been living with them and they count on you, whatever. I get it. It's difficult to like pull away from those situations and move on. But once you have reconciled with yourself that you really need to, or you're not going to be happy. You're just not. And we all deserve to be happy. Here's an indication again that you guys have a decision to make and that you're worried about what other people will think, just like I was just saying. And that's why you haven't made the decision yet. The 2 of Swords, being unwilling or unable to make a decision, a stalemate, and pretending there's no problem. Okay, the next card is the Five of Cups, again in reverse. And advice for each archetype, masculine and feminine, from each deck. So we need one from the other deck for the feminine. Here it is. So, masculine, your card is Major Arcana card 5, Unity, or the Hierophant. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher. Okay, here he is, the King of Wands. And in either case, this could be you. You know, this could be you, or this could be the teacher that you find. Or maybe you got to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. The Hierophant is about commitment, higher institutions, government agencies, contracts, up to and including things like marriage. But for me, it's also about the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves, and a need to try to align with people, places, and things of our own vibration or higher, from whom we can learn something. I do think a lot of us are going through major spiritual awakening right now. I did like 3 or 4 readings for the collective over the weekend where these energies were coming up over and over and over again. And so I think a lot of us are just dealing with that and needing to break away from, again, these other circumstances, situations, and people who hold us back. We can't allow them to keep causing us to miss out on opportunities. You have a purpose to fulfill while you're here. We all do. Like, we come to earth, we're born to fulfill a purpose. Here's your energy for the feminine. The Knight of Pentacles, trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. This is just what I was just saying about you guys. So the key is to first make a decision and to think about yourself maybe for a change. Find balance between being selfless and being selfish, and make a decision that works for you, that doesn't just, satisfy like a people-pleasing sort of thing. And then you make your plan, like only you guys know how to do, you earth signs, and follow it through, like only you guys know how to do. Some of you may be dealing with another earth sign, Taurus, maybe specifically. And on that note, if you are, or whether you are or not, so with them or with somebody, things could be getting a lot more cozy, lovely messages being exchanged back and forth, perhaps something that makes you smile, or you put a smile on somebody else's face, or it's mutual, with the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship, not necessarily romantic. A relationship begins a new phase. Also, heightened psychic abilities are possible with this card. So again, it talks about awakening, like I said, an increase and ascension. And for the feminine, another card of your energy, the Page of Pentacles. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, and a new area of study. So all of those things it means, but I think also some of you, feminine, may be deciding between 2 earth signs too. Maybe it is between like another Virgo and a Taurus, or something like that, or even a Capricorn. We saw the 2 devils, maybe in a Taurus, and one might be slightly older than the other, and or more mature. Like one is not necessarily silly, like a child, but one is more youthful, adventurous, likes to have a good time. Hope you guys have enjoyed your bi-weekly. I will be back for you in 2 weeks. If you'd like the video, please hit the like button, share, comment, all of that good stuff. I do appreciate it. Not a subscriber yet, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. Thank you. Namaste.